right, let's start tracing our apples. We're going to hold this with our helper hand and trace around the edges onto our white paper. We're going to do this 3 times. We have our 3 primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. We're going to take our dry brush. We're going to paint our first apple yellow. Notice I'm doing the edges first, following along nice and smooth. And when I'm done, I could load my brush up and paint the inside. Still have quite a bit of red on there. Now I'm going to very carefully dip my brush right in my red. I don't want to stir it, I just want to dip and lift. And I'm going to come do the same. What is happening to my yellow paint? It's turning orange. So red paint with yellow makes orange. If you want more yellow added, you can add some. Now I'm going to move on to the second apple, but before I paint, I'm going to clean my brush by just wiping it back and forth on my messy mat. And I'm going to paint the second one red. Same deal. Go around. And then you can paint inside. Now, clean your brush. Now with our black oil pastel, we will trace on top. Oops, that's okay. Try again. And now we'll go ahead and add our stem, make it a little thick because we're going to have to cut it out. And we can add a leaf, big leaf. Start at the stem, go up and out, back in. If you want to put a little vein in your leaf, you can do that too. All right, now let's clean that brush one more time. And when I'm not done doing that, I'm going back and forth gently. We are going to paint our leaves yellow. All 3 of them. Clean your brush. Now we're going to get the smallest amount of blue. Such a tiny bit. And if you get too much, just go ahead and tap it off on your paper. Blue's a strong color. We don't want a whole lot. Now, what color did it turn? Green. Oh, I had a little red in there. If I need a little more blue, I can get a little more blue. But if I get too much, it's going to be blue and it won't be green. And then go ahead and clean your brush. Now, the final part, we're going to do the stems. If I take, let me show you on here, my little brush here, and I do a little red, and I grab a little yellow, and I grab a little blue. I'm going to get brown. I'm just making a little pile right here. Just dip and lift. Perfect brown right there. And then I can go ahead and paint my stems. So all the primary colors together will give us brown. And go ahead and glue our tablecloth down to the bottom of our background. Glue dots around the edge. Turn it over with 2 hands. Line it up, not like this. Make sure it lines up with the bottom and the sides. Once you lay it down, give it a little massage. Oops, mine went off. Just scooch that back up before it dries. Now we can go ahead and cut out our apples. I like to cut these apart. And then cut. Take my time. Thumbs are always up. Points are away from my body. My helper hand turns my paper. And I'll do that. Let's get our background going. We're going to choose 2 paint sticks, and we're going to draw vertical lines from the top of our page down to the bottom. Make sure you touch top to bottom, going across the page. Then we will go horizontal lines. If you use just the side of the paint stick, you can get a thin line. If you use the whole paint stick, the whole tip, you will get a thick line. Now that we're done with the first color, we can take the second color and do the same thing. Taking your time. Oops, I didn't do it all the way to the edge. I can go back and fix that. Sometimes it gets stuck. Final thing is we are going to create a little highlight with some white chalk on one side of our apple. You can even take your finger and blend, blend, blend. It looks like a nice little sparkling apple. We can go ahead and glue our apples down to the table. Glue dots around the edge.